Breaking news tonight, Barack Obama has just announced that Oprah Winfrey will actually be hitting the campaign trail for him in the key states of Iowa and New Hampshire. Now, we knew she'd endorsed his presidential bid, but this is much more than that. This means Obama now has a woman campaigning for him who can sell millions of books just by inviting an author on her program. A woman who's made the careers of guests like Dr. Phil and Rachel Ray just by sharing the stage with them. A woman who's arguably the most influential and powerful television personality in America. This is the first presidential candidate Oprah has ever endorsed. And in New Hampshire today, Obama disclosed that she would hit the trail for him.
Well, we don't. She's coming to. We'll talk about that. We're going to get her updates.
We need a hand.
Is she thinking of not coming up in New Hampshire?
No. We're just doing it one state at a time.
Well, look, this could be great for Obama, no question about it, especially as he battles for women's votes with Hillary Clinton. But I think it's dangerous for Oprah. Part of her appeal is that she is every woman. She appeals to Republicans, Democrats, Hillary or Kucinich supporters on the coast or in middle America. Oprah is Oprah. But now, just as the campaign is getting particularly ugly, Oprah's getting in? Joining me now is Lynn Sweet of the Chicago Sun-Times, who is covering the Obama campaign in New Hampshire tonight. She broke the story. She joins us on the phone now. All right, Lynn, it sounds like Barack Obama was not quite ready to disclose this.
Oh, no, not even close. But that's one of the perils when you do real campaigning and you want to work the rope line and people toss you questions, and he wanted to be responsive, and he was. It just so happened I happened to be standing there, as were other reporters, who were mingling around. I was just in the right place at the right time.
Do we know how much campaigning she's going to do?
Don't have any other details to tell you. I don't think the campaign was thrilled that I broke the story today on Oprah committing to stump for Obama. In some ways, Dan, the details don't matter. If she shows up in Iowa or New Hampshire to do any kind of a campaign event, I think it will be a very big story.
I agree with you. And she's already raised significant money, has she not, for Barack Obama?
Well, she opened her estate in September to a fundraiser that about $3 million was raised. But interesting enough, Obama's campaign doesn't consider her a major fundraiser. She's not listed as one of his mega bundlers on the website. So it could be that she helped him a lot just by letting herself be a headliner and have that magnificent estate be open to have people come to.
All right, let me, if I can ask you to stand by for a moment, let me bring in Steve Adubato, who's a media analyst here, A.B. Stoddard, political reporter for the Hill newspaper, and political analyst Lawrence O'Donnell. First, let's talk about the politics of this. Lawrence, let me start with you. How big a deal is it for Obama?
It could be huge. Listen, I'm one who says endorsements don't matter. Endorsements from politicians don't matter. They very rarely matter. Celebrity endorsements have been proven to have no effect at all. You could argue that sometimes celebrity endorsements, Hollywood endorsements in particular, have hurt some candidates by making them seem less substantial. This is a totally different thing because it's a totally different person. She has a unique relationship with her audience. I almost said a unique command of her audience. If she does have a command of her audience, for example, in the way she's able to sell books, she's able to activate consumer choice in a certain way. She endorses a book, people go out and spend $25 for it the next day. If she can do that with votes, Dan, not only does she pile up votes for Barack Obama, but most importantly, Oprah's appeal is to the Hillary Clinton base.
Yep.
She would be taking one vote directly from Hillary Clinton and then adding that vote to Barack Obama. Mathematically, that's a twofer in this kind of election.
All right, AB, I'm going to read you a poll that Gallup took on October 12th, and I'm going to tell you that I don't believe it, okay? But I'm going to read it. It says 81% said that an Oprah endorsement of Obama would not affect their vote for president. 8% said more likely to vote for Obama, 10% more likely to vote against him. See, I don't believe that I believe a lot of the people who it will make a difference for are not going to admit it in a poll.
Probably true. And also what I think is so dangerous for Hillary Clinton here is that Oprah can mobilize people who aren't involved in the political system, who don't pay attention to it, who don't care, and she can say to those people who support her and watch her program, get out of your chairs for this man. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We won't see someone like him again. I believe in him. And they're going to listen. They're going to get out of their chairs. She's more than a brand. She's a movement. And she is as influential as Bill Clinton and probably much more popular.
But Lawrence, it comes at a time when the campaign is getting so ugly. I mean, you have right now Hillary and Barack Obama going at each other on a variety of issues, including sort of his foreign policy experience. What does it mean between 6 and 10 years old? He lived in another country, et cetera. But they're really going after each other. And now Oprah, Miss Every Woman, is getting into it. I'm going to talk to Steve Adubato in a minute, but I think that's dangerous for Oprah as well.
You know, I really don't. I think Oprah is big enough to handle this any way she wants to. And also, Dan, Obama has no real negative. He's not a candidate who offends people. You're either for him or you're not with him, but he doesn't really anger people. And that's the kind of candidate that Oprah would want to avoid, just in terms of commercial appeal of her own. You don't want to associate with a candidate that has an extreme negative. She's not doing that with Obama. I don't see any real risk to Oprah. What you will not see her do is use her show as an Obama platform. She's not going to go out every day and say vote for Obama on her show. She's going to go into high school gymnasiums in Iowa and in different states, introduce Obama with a very inspirational introduction, and she's going to work at retail in the states that she campaigns for. And that's going to be very, very effective.
Steve, let's talk the media side. She's not a true journalist in the sense that, you know, she can't take a candidate that's on, right, et cetera.
As if you did that.
Right, she can do that. But with that said, isn't there a risk? Because I do think that there's a risk, not an enormous risk. I don't think that Oprah's ratings are going to suddenly decline or suddenly she's going to be on the outs. But I do think that there's a risk because part of her appeal is that she appeals to everyone. And with a campaign that's getting as ugly as this one, does Oprah really want to be on the stump?
I don't believe that Oprah understands the difference between, all respect to the fact that I was here last week saying that she handled the South African situation great with her school. She's going to be in a very tough spot, Dan, because selling a book, selling Dr. Phil is not the same as being out there on a campaign trail. You know the vultures that we can be in the media. You know that when something goes out there and there's a back and forth between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, she's going to be right in the middle of it, and she's going to be asked the question.
Why is she in the middle? Because she's a supporter. Why does that make her in the middle of any political fight?
Because she's Oprah Winfrey, and she's no longer just raising money in a Chicago loft somewhere for Barack Obama. She's saying, I'm going to get down and dirty. She may think that she can stay above the fray, Dan, but you cannot be in a presidential campaign without being asked tough questions. And Oprah is going to wind up saying something that she'd rather not say because she wants to be this every woman. She doesn't want to criticize Hillary Clinton. She wants to say this is a great thing about Barack Obama, but that's not the nature of campaigns.
AB, can she get away with it? Because, look, go ahead.
I think Oprah is going to answer the question she wants to answer. I think she knows absolutely how to get out of awkward situations where questions are asked that are hostile, or she's going to get tripped up. She's given speeches. She's been at this. She was a journalist for years. And Oprah has made the calculation that she is willing to risk Hillary Clinton becoming the next president and having, you know, stumped for Obama. This is something that she's thought about a long time. She's going to give up her show in a few years. She has $1 gazillion and a gazillion followers. And I don't think she cares about the potential risk that some reporter in Iowa is going to ask her a hostile question.
She doesn't understand the risk, Dan. It's a totally different arena. As good as she is in the media, the game is different, the rules are different, and it's a lot nastier than she even begins to understand.
But she doesn't have to answer those questions.
So then she says, listen, I'm for Barack Obama, but I'm not going to say anything about Hillary Clinton.
Right.
It's a choice.
She's not running. I mean, she's not. I mean, look, I do think it's dangerous for her because of the political affiliation, but I don't think she's going to somehow get on the campaign trail and suddenly, lo and behold, that she's going to get asked a question where she has to answer some policy question as opposed to Hillary Clinton. Or what do you think about the negative attacks? She'll say, you know what? I'm not going there.
I believe on the surface that she has the skills to do that, but I'm telling you, she's in an arena she doesn't understand. She's going to handle a kind of pressure she doesn't understand, and I'm telling you, she's going to wind up tripping herself up, and then we're going to say, can't believe that Oprah did that.
Lawrence, I give her more credit than that.
Well, I do too, but Steve's got a point, which is in the rough and tumble of politics, there are extemporaneous remarks that people make that get them in trouble. And so Oprah is going to be under a microscope whenever she's making political remarks in favor of Obama. So Steve is raising a very fair warning possibility, but she's very polished. I think she's going to handle it well.
And I agree that this is dangerous territory for her. One thing is to endorse, throw a party, as Steve points out, but I think it's something very different to be on the campaign trail. We shall see. Lynn Sweet, Steve Adubato, A.B. Stoddard, Lawrence Donald, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.